Welcome back, Battlecasters, to another episode of Battlecast FAQ. I'm your host, SCL Matt, and today we are talking about the anatomy of a Battlecast card. From time to time, I get questions, what does this particular element of the Battlecast card mean? So today I'm just going to cover it all in one video, and we're going to show you what all the different parts of the card do or mean, or whatever the case may be. The fact of the matter is that these cards are very well designed. They remind me a lot of the Skylanders figure packaging. If you ever taken some time to look at the packaging of a Skylander, there's a lot of information packed into just a little space, but you have to know what you're looking for in order for it to help you out. So that's what I'm going to do today with these cards. I'm going to show you all the different elements that are on there, and hopefully after this you'll be able to decipher them by yourself. So we're going to start on this middle card here, where in the upper left hand corner here you see a blue circle with a number in it. That number is how much the card costs to play. If you've played Battlecast already, I'm sure you've figured this out, been through the tutorials. It covers some of this, but just so you know, that's how much the card costs to play. That's the only thing the number is there for. That number can be manipulated in-game. It can, depending who you're playing or other cards you play, it can be made cheaper or even more expensive sometimes, or even free once in a while. But that number up there represents how much it's going to cost to play. Then in the top center here, we have another symbol. In this case, it's the air symbol for the air element. This symbol in the center of the card tells you what element the card belongs to. Now, this can change from time to time. As if we jump over to the card on the left here, you'll see that there isn't an elemental symbol. This is an outline of Stormblade's head. This is because only Stormblade can play this card. So we jump back here, we see the air element. Now, that doesn't mean that only an air Skylander can play this card, but it does mean that you have to have an air element Skylander in your deck in order to use this card. So I won't get into that too much now. I'll get into that in one of my future videos about deck building, but just something to keep in mind. So this card belongs to the air element. So now if we jump over to this card on the right, what does this little symbol mean? Well, this kind of capital B looking rune symbol is actually what they have come up with to mean non-elemental. It's just a symbol they made up to mean non-elemental. This means that it can be in any deck. It can be used by any Skylander. It doesn't matter. It's kind of a neutral card, if you will. So, going back to our first example here. We've covered the top of the card. Jumping down to the middle of the card here, it says spell. This particular card is a spell card. This is opposed to gear cards, relic cards, or Skylander cards. And spell cards are the most common. They're going to be more spells than anything else in your deck, but they're typically attacks, but also can be used to help yourself or heal your Skylanders and that sort of thing. So you have the Dust Devil down here. That's just the name of the card. And below that we have the description of the card telling you exactly what this card does in battle, or how it's going to help you or how it's going to hurt the other guys. So you want to make sure you know what each card does, but you can always read that during the game as well. Then down at the bottom, we have a couple of things here. Right in the center, you have this kind of crown-looking or claw. I always thought it was a claw. A lot of people refer to it as a crown. Whatever this symbol is, it comes in 4 colors, and that's the important part. It can come in gray or silver, which is referred to as a common card. As the name implies, they are the most common cards you will find when opening packs. If it's blue, this is a rare card. If it's purple, it's epic. And if it's yellow or gold, it is an ultimate card. And those are the hardest cards to find. We don't know exactly the how rare the epic and ultimate cards are. What I can tell you is, if you buy a booster pack, you're going to get 8 cards. 5 of these cards are going to be common cards. 2 of them will be rare, and the 8th card is going to be either epic or ultimate. So most packs are going to contain 1 epic card, but occasionally you'll pull an ultimate card. So there's kind of your odds, I guess. You get a 1 in 8 chance. I mean, 1 in 8 cards is going to be an epic or ultimate, but they don't actually tell you how often the ultimate cards are going to show up. In any case, going back to the bottom of the card here, I like that on the final designs, they did actually include the name of the illustrator. So you can see on the bottom of this one, it's Stephanie Olesh. But let's see, if we go over to this card, you can see the illustrator is Studio Hive. So there are probably, I haven't even counted them, but I have seen at least a dozen different illustrators, I believe. And I just love seeing that they got so many people involved. They didn't hire one person to create 300 plus different drawings for these cards. So it's good to see they got a lot of people involved. I'm glad they're giving them credit right there on the card, not just, in the credits somewhere else afterwards. But it's good to see they're giving them credit there. So then the last thing I want to cover today, I believe, is the border color. So you may or may not have noticed that this border on the beam splitter is blue. Well, this border over here on the Dust Devil is gray. And over here on the non-elemental card, once again, is gray. So the colored border, most cards are going to have a gray border. That's kind of once again neutral. All of the non-elemental cards have the gray border. Most of the other cards are going to have gray border, like the Dust Devil. But the colored border, this blue border, first of all, I should say it's blue because it's an air element. This is going to change if you have a life element card. In this circumstance, it's going to be green. So, but in this case, the blue border simply means that this is considered a character card. Like I said earlier, this has the Stormblade's head up at the top, meaning only Stormblade can play this card. So this is a character card. So they're giving you another indication, so you can just quickly glance at the cards and say, oh, that card is all blue, that's a character card. So if you've read through a lot of the other card descriptions, you know that some cards refer specifically to non-character cards. So if you see something that says non-character card, you know it's going to be something with a gray border. I believe that's all I have for you today. That is the anatomy of a Battlecast card. And I hope you learned something. But if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get them answered for you. So until next time, Battlecasters, I'll see you on the battlefield.